I remember a guy came to me after talking, and explaining things. I said, now he said, I didn't tell him anything. And I said, so all this while I've been practicing spiritism and not spirituality. And I've always thought it was spirituality. And I thought, yes, spirituality has nothing to do with anything material. Because we are talking about your spirit nature and the advancement of your spirit nature. It has nothing to do with anything material. If you are doing any form of practice that has anything to do with anything material, yet it has level of internal development, we call it personality development. And that is the level of mental development we call metaphysics. And metaphysics itself is just the lower side of spirituality, so that you metamorphosize into the real advanced spiritual practice. So in the real advanced spiritual practice, there's nothing external. So the life itself must be lived from within. When you begin your spirituality and you live the life within, you realize that the external energy is just something you don't really care about. They exist and they are there to help and to serve you and to assist you go through this material existence, the material evolution comfortably as you advance yourself spiritually from within. You see, because everything created was created to serve the non-created. There's only one thing that was never created, and that is the spirit that is within man. It was never created. All other things were created. So this is what we need to understand. So 2024, don't be scared. Don't be worried. What will happen? One of my teachers said that what can come, and what will happen. There's nothing you can do about it. You understand? So there's no need to be worried. The energy you use in worrying, use that energy to develop yourself. And then you get to realize, you get to know that there's nothing impossible with you. That's what the Bible said, that for all things are possible to them that know their God and are called according to his purpose. Finding yourself and finding your space is the most important thing in this life. Once you find yourself, you find your space, and you realize who you are. You realize that you wouldn't be chasing all these things for any reason. They are good, they are nice. If you want to do them, it's your own choice. You may have the consequences of some of them. Some of them are both good and bad. They have negative effect and positive effect. You can go into them, whether you're talking about ayahuasca, whether you're talking about invocation of spirit from the water body, invocation of spirit from the forest, whatever. Go to the cemetery to invoke spirits. Yes, you can choose to do them. But everything in this life is in the realm of duality. It is both positive and negative. So you have to decide. But there's only one thing that operates in unity, and that is the spirit within yourself. It's neither positive and it's neither negative. It is pure, authentic, unconditional love. It doesn't hurt. It has no bad effect. It has no side effect. It is always love. And there's only one thing it seeks out for, is for the well-being of your personality as you live within this physical space. I can tell you, apart from that, all other practices, which is not on that straight line of self-realization, has good side and has bad side. And it's your choice to make. It's your choice to make. So going forward, we'll make a whole video on spirituality and spiritism, but that just because going forward, the close of the year, so that when you're entering to next year, you know what you are supposed to do. I was talking to one of our members, and they was asking me, what's the development ayahuasca and all those things, and because it has become like a fashion of the day, everybody is talking about it. And so look, it's just an hallucinogenic practices, and back in the days in Ghana we call it awon, you understand, where you see the female, and now people are advanced, people are civilized, so now they wouldn't want to wear that fetish way, and then with all those things around there and all those things. But in those days, I remember growing up as a young guy, people, when you have a problem, we want to seek information with regards to a particular situation. These are not house deities. These are individual persons who have had contact with certain spirits. So when you go, there are certain drums, they will beat certain drums, so that they do certain portions and certain herbal concoctions, depending on which modality the person used. Then it gets into a state of utter state of consciousness, where that spirit then inhabits the person's consciousness, where the person's consciousness is pulled aside for that spirit to inhabit that person's state of consciousness, that the person begins to foretell things in the future or things in the past regarding the situation, why you came there. And either the person who is doing it, normally it has been ladies, that practice has always been ladies that know. You have occasionally, you have a lot of men, they call them awon. then occasionally you have men doing it, but mostly it has been feminine, because the feminine are more receptive to this elemental energies. So then they will tell you the future or the past or whatever you want to know, whichever the reason why you are there, and the thing which is bothering you, they will tell you, okay, fine, this. And after a while, after 10, 15 minutes, the spirit is gone and the person comes back to his normal state. And some of them, I was saying, some of them even can fake it by then making all lot of demands and all those things. So these were there when we were growing up. They were growing up. So those times, if they can come to the town, you'll be there. Then the spirit will come on him. They will walk to your house, come and tell you, see that somebody is going to die in this house. So you need to come to his house. Let them do this ritual for you. But now they have advanced. And when I look at the structure, I see the same spirit operating, and maybe it has been branded in a more acceptable way. So everything, it's right and left within manifest creation. The only thing which is neither right nor left is the practice of spirituality, which is self-realization, developing your God-given spiritual potential within yourself. It is only pure, authentic, unconditional love. It has no side. It is not even within the realm of duality. It is beyond duality. But everything from the intellect and below is within the realm of duality. So it's the choice you have to make. Going further in 2024, you need to decide what you want to do with your life. I would go into what we need to do for today, then I would come back to this treatment because it's very, very important to me, so that people would have, well, I can see a lot of people have been misled through misrepresentation and misconception with regards to what spirituality and spiritism actually is. So I want to thank you for listening to me. Now we are going to 2024. What has 2024 got in stock for us? 2024 is, I wouldn't say it's a bad year. I would say it's a good year. Whether it being bad or good, either it being favorable or unfavorable, it depends on what you are going to do. And so is the rest of the world. So is the rest of the time which is ahead of our 2025, 2026, 2027. It's an evolution of our own consciousness. The evolution of our own spiritual consciousness. If our spiritual consciousness evolves towards the positive polarity, then we're going to have a more positive world. If our spiritual evolution consciousness evolves towards the negativity, then we're going to have a more chaotic and a more disorganized world. So whatever is going to happen is dependent on our level of receptivity and our spiritual conscious unfoldment. So 2024 would be a very fine year when you begin to orient yourself in and align yourself with the polarity of good, right, love, and kindness. And 2024 would be a very bad, chaotic, unfriendly year if you begin to align yourself with the vibration of anger, bitterness, jealousy, covetousness, greed, unforgiving, and all those things. Then the energy will be distorted and it will be corrupted. So there's nothing good or bad in this universe, but it is a state of consciousness that determines how that effect is going to unfold. So that is what we are going to do. We're going to find out what 2024 is and what energy resonates, its numerological vibrational frequency, and how it influences us. Now, the truth of the matter is that I believe by now, with the advent of mass teachings about astrology and numerology, I should expect that knowing calculation of numerology should be something that we shouldn't even waste time about. So I know by now a lot of us know that 2024 deals with the number 8 because it's 2024, so 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, which gives us the number 8. So the numerological vibrational frequency which is going to control, this is going to resonate within our earth space is the number 8. And the number 8 takes its influence from Saturn. So yes, the characteristics of Saturn, since the number is taking its influence from Saturn, now the characteristics of Saturn and or the impact of Saturn or the vibration frequency that Saturn emits or resonates is what is going to fill our cosmological space. Now what happens is that either you're going to tune into the good of it or you're going to tune into the bad of it. That is the polarity within the world which we live, the world of duality. So whatever predictions you are given, as I've said, whatever forecast you are being given, as I've said, don't carry it hook, line, and sinker. Don't create a depressive conditions out of it, and don't create fear for yourself out of it. So you panic about the evil or the downside of your forecast and predictions. They are not supposed to happen if you don't want it to happen. And if you want it to happen, you allow it to happen. It's a choice you have to make, and nobody can make that choice for you. So you are going to look at 2024. You are going to use 2024. As I said, you have 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. So literally, you are going to get 8. So 8 is the numeric vibration frequency that is going to emit in 2024, and it draws its energy from the planet Saturn. So yes, the influence of Saturn, the frequency of Saturn is the energy field that is going to create within our cosmological space, and now depends on whether or not it's going to happen, depend on which side of the polarity of the vibration of Saturn that we align ourselves with, and we become receptive to that energy vibration. So let's take it step by step, and let's see how it will go. Then at the end of the day, you are going to know what are the things you need to go through, what are the kind of characteristics you need to adopt along the line so that you can harness the positive side of Saturn, the frequency which is being emitted by the year 2024. So you have year 2024, which is the number 8. I've done the calculation of it. Number 8, which is influenced by Saturn. Now, the year 2024, the main energy which is being radiated or resonated is balance. And infinity. These are the main energy which is going, and also power and strength. Power and strength. So that's it. So the reason, let me give you, we're looking at the ring 8, and that's where this you see, 8 is made up of 2 rings. First ring, and then second. This is what 2 is made up of. Now, ring literally is a sign of infinity, because when the ring is made and you are not around, you can never tell where it starts from and where it ends. So you just keep going round and round and round eternally, without ending, without beginning. So that is why we have is synonymous to infinity. Now, 2 of these rings of the same size has to create a balance. So equal weight at the same side. That is why it creates the balance. These are, I just want you to understand the literal influences for the number 8. So that's how it is, power and infinity. Ring also is a power. That is why when a ring also is synonymous to power and strength, because that's why when you are made a bishop, you are made a king, a royal, a knight or something, they give you a ring to represent your authority, your strength, and your power. So that is how it is. Now, the number 8 is known to have a feminine frequency. Okay, its energy source is a feminine. It's feminine. If it's feminine, that means it's dealing with our left side of our body. And we know that the feminine energy is manifested through intuition. The feminine energy is manifested through intuition and what? Emotion. So yes, the feminine side is manifested through intuition and emotion. So now you can see that gradually you are heading towards how you can resonate, where you need to resonate, so as you can control the flow of the current or the frequency transmission, where you need to tap into and where you don't need to tap into. Now, when we talk about intuition, Intuition has to do with the upper side of your mind. Because between the self and the mind is what we have the intuition. And intuition is the connectivity between the mind and then the self. Is the ladder to which the self communicates with the mind, then to the lower world, and then from the lower world to the mind, and then to the upper world, which is the self and beyond. Now, so the intuition deals with mind, which is relatively frequency. So the intuition deals with mind, which is relatively frequency. And I told you that we have 3 levels within manifestation. If you want things to manifest, you need to go through that 3 stages. That is frequency, vibration, and energy. Now, when an information comes from your intuition and brooded the intuition over some time, what happens is that it now the emotion, we will call it figurative heart. Figurative, we call it your heart, which has to do with vibration. Then, from this emotion, it drops what we call and senses. Literally has to do with your those are the 5 senses. I cannot write all of them. You know that sense of sight, taste, feeling, smell, and I think there's the last one, and that has to do with your energy. That has to do with your energy. So this is how things manifest in your life. With that, if you don't understand these 3 things, forget it. Frequency, vibration, and energy. That's why Nikola Tesla said something that if you want to understand life, this life we live in, this manifest creation, you have to look at life from the perspective of frequency, vibration, and energy. Once you understand life from this perspective, everything is taken care of. Because you think of something, you feel what you think, and then you carry out what you think. You see, most at times, people want to carry out what they think, they hardly feel it well, and they don't think about it. And that is why a lot of people fail in what they do. So they do things without being the thing. You see, they do things without being the thing. Because before you do something, you must first be the thing. And to be something, it begins from thought, frequency. Then this is where the beingness comes from. So it is between your frequency and your intuition, that is where you be the thing. So motivational speakers tell you that you have to develop passion for what you are doing. That means passion comes before doing. But a lot of people do things without passion. And people who do things without passion die along the line with the least obstacle or opposition. They die along the line. But people with passion, they can fall, and they never give up because they are engrossed in what they want to do. Because it is developed into vibration. It's an emotional something. He cannot do without it. He wakes up, he's talking about it. He sleeps, he's thinking about it. Wherever he goes, he's engrossed in it. And I always use these young guys who are coming into the music industry as a scenario. When you see a young guy come to the music industry and you see them, those ones who are very successful are those who develop the vibrational frequency for the work, which is the passion. Once the thought comes, I want to be a musician, then he acquires all the knowledge, all the skills, and whatever he needs to know about music, he develops his vibration for the music. He develops his emotion, his passion for the music industry. So you see him walking on the street, he's rapping. When you see him that in the washroom, he's rapping. Wherever I do, you see the slightest thing he wants to display musical ability. Most of the time, such people become successful. But people who think, I want to become a musician, then he begins singing, most of the time, they become choristers. You understand? These guys who develop from the passion, they sing and then these people repeat. Because what actually drives our manifestation is our emotions. The thought, which is the frequency, only creates it. But you see, when the thing is created in thought, Actually, it has no energy because it is still within the realm of frequency, because frequency is not something you can hold it. Now, you need to give it energy before it will come into manifestation. Where the energy is felt is in the vibratory level. That is why you can think of loving a lady, but if you don't develop a feeling for that lady, there is no way you fall in love with that lady. You can say a lady, oh, this lady is beautiful. That's the thought. Oh, this lady is beautiful. Or this car is beautiful. If you don't develop vibration you don't develop the energy we call vibration, you don't develop it for that lady or for that car, there's no way you're going to buy it. You get the whole thing. So it is our emotional vibration resonation that gives us the opportunity to be able to achieve whatever we want to achieve. So likewise, in the year 2024, whatever forecast you are giving, whatever prediction you are giving, whatever prophecy you are giving, it's an idea they first tell you. It falls into your thoughts. It depends. It generates your frequency. Hey, in 2023, you are going to lose your job. Then the idea comes to your thought, which is frequency. Now, when you begin to brood over it, think of it. What you do is that you begin to generate what you call invisible micros. Now, this invisible micros, which is called the invisible electromagnetic wavelength, you begin to generate it. Then, gradually, when it is fully conceived, it develops into a desire, which is emotion. When you reach this level, I always tell people that when you reach this level of desire, forget it, it will come to pass. When you reach this level of desire, it's like a seed that you are putting into the soil, it will germinate. Until you reverse that process, it will germinate. So that which you don't want it to manifest, do not have emotions for. It's as simple as that. And I can give you numerous scenarios of events that is happening in the world that all at the level of emotion would come to manifest. Anger is not a thought, it's a level of emotion. Bitterness is not a thought, it's a level of emotion. Jealousy is not a thought, it's a level of emotion. Covetousness is not a thought, it's a level of emotion. And once you reach that anger, you begin to fight, you begin to quarrel. It will manifest as fight and quarrel. Once you reach the level of greed, you begin to take what belongs to other people, because they are all emotion. It's going to drive you. Once you reach the level of jealousy, you become injurious to the friends you are working with, because you wish to be like him. You cannot be like him. So if you wish to be like somebody and cannot be like the person, what ends up is that you begin to jealous the person. This is the secret of jealousy. Jealousy simply means somebody is having something or is doing something which you wish you could have it or you could do it, but you have not been given that latent endowment to be able to do it. And as you cannot do it, it will definitely result in jealousy. So in most cases, people who jealous are initially people who admire. So I always tell people that be careful when people admire you, because if you don't take that, the admiration will turn into jealousy. Because when the people admire you, see that, okay, this guy really has knowledge, he can do this, he can do that, he can do that. I wish I can do what he is. After a while, when you're unable to achieve that objective, then it turns into jealousy. Because that energy of admiration, which is positive, tilts towards the negative. Then it becomes injurious. Then it becomes jealousy. Then at that level, you are ready to do anything to destroy him, simply because you cannot be him and you cannot be what he is. So if you cannot be it, then he has to come down to where you are. So both of you cannot be it. And that is what we call jealousy. So jealousy actually is a spirit which initially was good, but unchanneled ends up being evil and destructive and injurious. And all those things are the realm of emotions. But they begin as a seed in thoughts. They begin as a seed in thoughts. So you see somebody, hey Charlie, let's say somebody, maybe you watch somebody on television, hey, this guy is a good presenter. I wish I can be like him. Then the next thing is that out of admiration, you go to the person as a role model, your teacher or whatever it is. After a while, if you're unable to manifest that gift within yourself, that admiration will turn into jealousy. Well, there are two things that comes with it. It appears that either the person is using his talent to bluff you, or he's using the talent to look down upon you. When that negative side of your thought begins to resonate, then it becomes jealousy. then that jealousy will now begin to make you have ill emotions that will lead to destruction. Then it will begin to manifest. So as I say, odi nipa kono be aka, and I say, we start kano makono no ho asembone. You want to say anything to destroy what the person is doing or what the talent or the ability the person has. So everything that brought about manifestation, whether good or bad, comes from the emotional level. But the emotional level starts as a seed in thought. That is why you have to guide your thought. You see, the Bible says that guide your thought, for out of it comes the issues of what? Life. So the issues of life has to do with the manifestation. So at the energy level, that's where we have what you call manifestation. So this is how it works. So now we know that the number 8, the energy that is manifesting, the frequency that is manifesting within manufacturing for the year 2024 will be a feminine energy, and the feminine energy is informed by these two frequency level, which is intuition and then emotion. That means that you have to guide your intuition and you have to guide your emotion properly. You have to guide what comes into your mind, and you have to guide what comes from your mind into your realm of feeling. So then, either through the senses of hearing or sight or touch or taste, you guide what you send into your thought frequency. So as you don't brood over negativity to generate an emotion, which will result in covetousness, envy, jealousy, bitterness, and all those things, which then will give you ill emotion. Once you begin to develop those negative frequencies, then the forecast of predictions of ill happenings will begin to happen in your life. Now, if you can block out these ill emotions and generate the other side of the polarity, which is the positive resonations, then you block out the negative forecast, and then the positive forecast will come in. So basically, this is how 2024 you can manage yourself through the year 2024. Because 2024 is not a year, it's a year of your possibility. The number 8 is a number of possibility. We are going to look at it when you go down line, the business, in relationship, in health. We are going to look at the effect that is going to have on you. But it's a year of possibility. There's an open possibility. How you are receptive of that possibility will determine what's going to happen in your life. If you are negatively open to the possibility, you're only going to harness the negative possibility of the year 2024. If you are positively open to that energy, you are going to harness the positivity of the year 2024. So now I'm going to clean the board.